Why do I keep doing this to myself? Imagine you're a perfume hoarder and your house is on fire.
This song is called A World on Fire.
And you hear a voice, and the voice says,
You can only pick 5.
I had to think about the fragrances I'm going to pick for this video a lot. It felt very personal, maybe because it was. This is serious. It cannot get more serious than this, I'm afraid. These 5 are my ride or die fragrances. Can you imagine the pressure?
Daddy, chill.
The first fragrance that I want to talk about, if you've been following me for a while, it's going to make a lot of sense because I keep mentioning, and you know, I love it. So this fragrance in my book is the closest to perfection a perfume can get. Now, I have to make this disclaimer. Please don't think that this is necessarily a safe blind buy. I don't think it's extremely risky, but it's not totally safe. Nothing is totally safe when it comes to blind buying, of course, but I know the thrill of blind buying. Sometimes it's worth blind buying. Sometimes I've done a lot of blind buying. So you know what? I get it. Still, ideally would be to sample. And I am talking about Mandorle. This fragrance literally combines everything I love in fragrances, generally speaking. It's a vanilla fragrance. You know I love vanilla, but this is not a cookie vanilla. This is not very sweet. It's a boozy fragrance, but again, not very boozy. It has that powdery almond, which translates into cherry. So many people will smell cherry in here. I think cherry is not even listed in the notes officially, but you can smell cherry in this one. And then you have the suede, beautiful, sexy, creamy, just If I could, of course I cannot, have a signature scent, this would be my signature scent. And then you have the bitter cacao powder with just a dash of sweetness. And they're mixed and blended to perfection. Again, I don't say this easily, and I don't say this about every fragrance. Oh, this is blended to perfection. This is truly, you cannot smell these elements unless you really think about them. And then you can smell them. I'm going to try to give you affordable options for each of these fragrances, except for this one, because there's nothing that is similar to this. At least, not that I know of. My second ride or die fragrance is Baby Cat. Again, I have to stay true to myself. I've been talking your ears off about this fragrance for a reason. I love this fragrance. Genuinely love, adore this fragrance. I know it gets a lot of hate. You know what? I get it. I get the hate. I sort of get it. For some people it's too spicy, for other people it's not sweet enough. It smells like an old man. I saw this today on TikTok. I think someone said, this smells like my grandpa. Do I agree? Of course I don't agree, but like I get it. I can put myself in their shoes and think about, okay, if you're someone who is into really sweet fragrances, into florals, I see how you can be sort of repelled by this type of fragrance. But this, to me, again, it's a fragrance that is close to perfection. It smells, again, it's a dark vanilla, not very sweet, very spicy though. There's a lot of black pepper. I almost said dark pepper. There's a lot of black pepper in here. Almost like when you spray it, it almost like itches your nose a little bit. It almost makes you like, almost makes you sneeze. But it's only in the beginning, then when it dries down, it kind of disappears, not entirely, but so this is like woody, spicy, resinous. The vanilla is in there, but again, it's not a cookie vanilla, it's not sweet, there's a little bit of sweetness, just enough, very alluring, very sexy. Again, a very much a unisex fragrance. Do you see a pattern here? Do you see it? Do you see it? So again, if you know your style and your taste is anything like mine, but you haven't tried this, I suggest you try it. As mentioned before in my videos, you got two very affordable options for this fragrance that you can get. One of them is Rifaaqat from Paris Corner. The other one is Fierté from Fragrance World, French Avenue. From French Avenue, good morning. Both of them amazing. Now, you know, whichever you can find, whichever is available in your region. I'm going to put everything in the description. Again, this comes as no surprise because I've been talking about this. I think this is one of the sexiest fragrances you can smell on a man, but not only. But if I'm thinking about fragrances for men for winter time, fall and winter time, maybe even spring, but maybe not summer, maybe not in the high temperatures of summer, then I am thinking about this fragrance among my first options. Well, his first options. But I love to wear this myself. And I love all the DNAs that are similar to it as well, because this created a genre. Just like Baccarat created a whole new genre. Delina created a whole new genre.
And
2 hours later.
I guess Angel's Share created a whole new genre. Yes, I have 2 bottles. One of them I bought myself, the other one I got from the brand. This is an amazing, amazing fragrance. If you have not tried it, give it a try. Now, if you don't like the description of this fragrance, this is pretty true to the notes. I feel like if you read the description, if you see reviews, if you read stuff on Fragrantica, I think you can imagine this fragrance. It's not hard to imagine. This is not a hard to imagine fragrance because it smells like a pie, like an apple pie, drizzled in cognac with a lot of cinnamon. This is it. And because I love spicy, because I love sweet, because I love baked apple, I mean, how can I not love this fragrance? And how can I not pick this fragrance to be in my 5 for life? If you're a man looking for a signature scent, this is the first one I'm going to recommend to you. Because I think this is one of the sexiest fragrances you can buy if you want to splurge. I'm going to have a very affordable option for this that smells, I would say, just as good. But we'll get to that a little bit later. If you want to splurge, if you're ready, I think you should splurge for your signature scent. If you don't own a million fragrances, you can pay a little bit more for something you truly, truly love. And I think this on a man on a date night, like...
I wanted to take a shower with him. No, I mean, I wanted to have him as a pet. Not a shower or make out with him.
And if you're on a budget or you simply don't want to invest too much in just one fragrance, which I totally get, it makes total sense, then get Royal Blend from French Avenue. It smells almost identical. It lasts. It has a really nice bottle, I would say. Compared to many affordable Middle Eastern fragrances, I think this is a really, really pretty classy bottle. This next one is definitely the coziest in this selection. In these 5 fragrances, this is the coziest. And it's a very classy fragrance. Many describe it as smelling like a cashmere sweater. Again, it's a unisex, and we're talking about Gris Charnel. This is the EDP, right? Yeah. I love the Extrait as well, but not as much as I love this because I feel like the Extrait is a little bit too masculine. A little bit, yeah, it's not too masculine for me to wear, but it's just a little bit more masculine than this. And this for me just puts me in such a mood. Each time I wear it, I feel elegant. It makes me feel cozy as well. If it rains outside, I immediately feel like wearing this or something similar to this. This is a beautiful fragrance built around fig. It has a little bit of vanilla, although it doesn't list vanilla. It has vanilla. It has sandalwood. It's a little bit spicy because it has cardamom. Also the tea is very important in here. And you can already imagine like it's a spicy tea with vanilla, with fig, you know, just makes you want to cuddle. But if you don't have the budget for that, because that's pretty expensive, then you can get Lime Grey from Lattafa. The only difference between these two, except for in the beginning, because this needs to settle, so does this actually. If this travels and it gets to you, at first, right after you unbox it and you smell, it might smell a little bit weird. Give it a few days, it will get better. So even niche fragrances might need a little bit of time. Sometimes these fragrances, these Middle Eastern fragrances need more time than the more expensive ones, but I think it's worth it. So this is just a little bit sweeter than Gris Charnel. Lime Grey is slightly sweeter. And I have to say, I love that about it. One more spot and 2 fragrances left. How are we gonna do this? Whew. And there we have number 5, although this is not in an order, this is not a top. The order is totally random, but I have to stay true to myself and pick this fragrance because you know what? I do pick this fragrance in my day-to-day life. I wear this fragrance. I still wear this fragrance a lot. I love it. It's my guilty pleasure. It's like when you know you have cake in the fridge and you wake up at 3 a.m. and you want a slice or maybe 2. And this is Bianco Latte for me. And Bianco Latte is not an incredibly complex or the most amazing fragrance you've ever smelled. It just smells so delicious that it has a certain effect. I just want to wear it. I gravitate towards it. Although I probably have better fragrances in terms of like how unique or refined or in my collection. No, I have better ones, most likely. I mean, it's not that hard, but I love this fragrance. I still love it. At some point, it is possible that I will get sick of it. It is possible. So, but we'll see. We'll see when that happens. For now, still a love. And if you're on a budget, I got options for you. A lot of options. I didn't bring all the options because there are too many options. So we have Eclair Affair from French Avenue. Good option. Then we got from Zima Tiramisu Caramel. And I only brought 3. I have like 10 or more. I don't even know. I don't have them all. I have almost all. And then we have Vanilla Voyage from, I think this is from Golf Orchid. Maison Asrar. I think it's the same thing. They all of these smell good, and the other ones smell good. I have a dedicated video about fragrances similar to this. I got new dupes in the meanwhile, but I'm not going to make another video. I'm going to try to link that video here so you guys can watch it. And we have an honorable mention, okay? I couldn't help myself. I was tempted to pick Musk Therapy, but I didn't. I didn't wear Musk Therapy in a while. But I had to. When I saw this on the shelf, I was feeling so guilty. I was like, how could I do this to this fragrance? How could I? How can I be this person? Let me wipe it a little bit. So this is Cherry Punk, and I love Cherry Punk. I have the EDP. This is the Extrait. I have the EDP as well. I've had that for such a long time. Before even collabing with the brand, I bought that myself, and I love this fragrance so much. I even gifted to some friends. So I have a whole history with that fragrance, and this is pretty similar to that. This is just slightly darker. There's more ink, more leather in here, which makes it a little bit more masculine. So this is a cherry ink leather fragrance. That's it. It is slightly similar to Lost Cherry, but it's darker. It's more leathery. You know, it has that like black ink tattoo type of ink in it. So you take the DNA from Lost Cherry, but you add all of this on top. So you make it a little bit darker, a little bit edgier. And there you go. Again, very unisex. Again, dark. I love my dark fragrances with a touch of sweetness. This is my style. These are my favorites. Of course, I wear other type of fragrances as well. But these, if I really have to just keep 6. Oh, 5. Yes, 6. Okay. Then I would keep these. And as an affordable option, I would suggest, although it's not exactly the same, so they're not 100%. I would say they're similar 70%. It's fair to say that. I would get Cherry Blush from Catlage. This is more similar to Lost Cherry, but I think it gives you the same feel, especially in the air and everything. And if you wanna, you can layer it with something. So if you layer Cherry Blush with Fierte, you will sort of create this. You will create Cherry Punk. Not exactly, but it goes into that direction quite a lot. This video was so hard to film. I mean, not to film, but to decide what fragrances I'm putting in this video. I was like going back and forth. This, no, not this, that. If you have not subscribed yet, please do. It means a lot to me and it helps me grow. Tell me which 5 fragrances you would pick if you really had to. Have an amazing Sunday, and I'll see you next week with another video. Bye-bye.